What's going on, everybody? Steve V here with another video. Hope everybody's doing well out there. So in today's video, I just wanted to talk about the 1UP show that happened yesterday, October 27th. Talk about their announcement, which was the KI Pro Series cabinet. No big surprise there. We knew this cabinet was coming, but now we got the official announcement and it's up for pre-order. And then Arcade1Up finally acknowledged the elephant in the room, which was the situation with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and NFL Blitz and the whole online fiasco of basically not having online play at this moment. We're going to talk about all that stuff right after this. So welcome back to the channel. Really appreciate you guys checking out this video. So yesterday, Arcade1Up did a 1UP show to announce a new product, which ended up being the KI Pro Series cabinet. So technically not a new product. We've already seen this cabinet announced, but it was kind of sitting in limbo for a while. It was on Arcade1Up's website. We didn't really get any new news as far as if this cabinet was going to be out anytime soon. And then it kind of disappeared. So that really confused people. A lot of people thought that the Pro Series cabinet was already dead out of the water before it even came out. And a lot of people were just making videos basically saying, hey, you know, Arcade1Up, they're canceling the Pro Series. They're not coming out with the KI Pro cabinet. And lo and behold, on a random 1UP show, they announced that it is happening and it's officially up for pre-order right now. It's going to be running for $1,000 American and just shy of 1,400 Canadian. So this is definitely a more expensive cabinet, but it's Arcade1Up's answer to the community when they were saying that they wanted better buttons, better sticks, a bigger screen. This has a 19-inch BOE monitor, better speakers, no riser, you know, a form factor that looks closer to an original arcade machine. So that's why they came out with this product. But to justify the cost, obviously they added more bells and whistles to it by adding, you know, a swivel stool with the back. So it's basically a swivel chair. You got the non-fatigue mat, which I've never heard of before. But supposedly this is a mat that's more comfortable than any other mat. And it's going to allow you to play for a longer time. You get your tin sign. So you're getting a lot of extras to really justify this price. Now, obviously, it's up to you if this particular title and the stuff that they're kind of throwing with this cabinet is really worth what they're asking. You know, KI being their first Pro Series cabinet, I think because of the fact that this is more of a product for the hardcore fans, they really thought that KI will kind of speak to those particular fans. I think that's why they didn't go with something like a Pac-Man or a Mortal Kombat or a Street Fighter, which would also still speak to those fans, but you know, that would get more casuals, right? Where they're like, nah, this is the people that are going to be spending this kind of money. These are hardcore fans. So let's go for a hardcore title. And KI is that kind of title. Now, they only made 500 units, which I think is a very smart move on their part. To really test out the water if this particular form factor and price is going to sell. I think they are going to struggle a little bit. I think they're probably going to sell, you know, 150 to 200 units, probably within the first few days, week, month of this cabinet being available. But the fact of them selling all 500, you know, by the end of the year, I really feel like the price is going to be the big factor of, you know, seeing these units really move quickly. If you're a huge fan of this game, I'm sure you're going to pick it up right away. But, you know, there is a 3/4 scale version that has the exact same 5 games and it's cheaper. And a lot of people already have that in their arcade. So there's a lot of factors of why I think they might not sell 500 right away. I was talking to a few friends of mine. We have a chat. We're just big Arcade1Up fans. And I honestly think that we're going to see some of these end up in retail. I know Arcade1Up said that it's just going to be a direct product. But here in Canada, we have seen products that were supposedly just direct kind of show up in some of our retailers, like Burger Time. We got some products that were supposedly specific to Sam's Club. We got those as well. So that's why I think there is a chance that, at least in Canada, I think we might see this product show up if they don't sell all their units right away. So, an interesting announcement, but the elephant in the room with Arcade1Up doing this show was they have two cabinets that are out right now that people really feel like they've got kind of blindsided by. The marketing of NFL Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 stated that these are cabinets that you can play online against other people that also have the cabinet. And both cabinets, NFL Blitz, all three games have no online ability. They have leaderboards now that just came recently, but you still can't play online against other people. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2, that main title, you can't play online as well. You can play all the other games, but that means nothing because you can do that on some other cabs that have already come out with those titles. So the main reason people bought Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online. So, Arcade1Up really kind of, screwed this one up a little bit. To put out a product that's unfinished, you're going to get some backlash, and it's going to affect sales of other cabinets in the future. So I think this was a misstep on their part, and then they were quiet about it for the longest time. So to announce this show, but not really say that they're going to talk about that, I feel like it was kind of messed up, right? But then on the actual show, they did acknowledge it. But by acknowledging it, they did acknowledge that they made a mistake. They acknowledged that, something like this will never happen again, as far as them saying silent about a situation like this for a long period of time. They said they wouldn't do that anymore. But they didn't give a timetable of when we can expect these two cabinets to be online. And I think it's because, they're still working on it and they don't want to say something and then it doesn't happen and, then there's more backlash on them. But at the end of the day, they shouldn't have put out these products if they were unfinished. I get they want to have them out before, the Christmas season because they want to sell a ton of these. But now with all these reviews out that basically say, hey, this cabinet's unfinished, regarding both cabinets, it's really a black eye on them. And now I feel that could affect sales. And it could even affect people buying the KI Pro because now the trust is kind of broken, right? So Arcade1Up really has to kind of build that trust back. And they say the online's coming. It sounds like Blitz is closer to, coming to fruition than Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at the moment because they're trying to fix the input lag with that. But either way, they definitely F this one up. But, at least they finally acknowledged it. They apologized. John D kind of apologized for kind of pointing out some stuff too that wasn't 100% accurate. So, it was nice to get some acknowledgement. But no timeline. A little bit weird. So that's the news coming out of the Arcade1Up camp. We got the KI Pro Series cabinet available for pre-order if anybody's interested. We also have a sale on the 3/4 scale cabinet, which again is kind of confusing because I feel like that's going to take away from people getting the Pro Series cabinet. But hey, what do I know, right? I'm just a customer here. I'm not running the company, so maybe they know something I don't know. Either way, I guess a sale's a sale. Then as far as the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet and NFL Blitz, they apologized for staying silent for so long. And obviously, both cabinets are being worked on. They want everything running smoothly. But at the end of the day, hopefully Arcade1Up learned from this mistake, and any other cabinet that's coming out that's online, hopefully they'll have all their ducks in a row before it gets into people's homes. It seems like with the KI Pro Series cabinet, they have tested it out. We did see that Jay Wong was, testing it out. Hopefully he was testing it, Pro Series cabinet versus Pro Series cabinet. But it also looks like he was doing the crossplay with the 3/4 scale cabinets as well. And it must be working pretty smooth if they feel comfortable enough to put this cabinet out. So we're going to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see if they sell all 500 relatively soon. I don't think they will. I think it's going to be something where they're going to struggle a little bit. They might, sell about 200. I'll even give them maybe 250, but at that price with that particular game, I feel like either people already have the 3/4 scale cabinet and they're good with that, or, the hardcore people, you might get about 200, 250 of those people buying that cabinet, but I feel like at some point, it's either going to go on sale direct, or like I said, maybe it might, show up here in Canada, or maybe it'll show up in the States and some retailers too. We'll see what happens. But either way, it was an interesting day yesterday. Take care, you guys. Have a great one. And thanks again for watching the video.